If Tesla had finished building his towers, everything you know about how the world works could have been different. Literally. One tower, one man, one idea that could have changed our civilization forever. Nikola Tesla, a genius, a recluse, a visionary. He didn't just invent alternating current. He didn't just argue with Edison. He tried to connect the entire planet to the electric field, to free, wireless, perpetual energy. At the beginning of the 20th century, Tesla began building a mysterious tower on Long Island, the Wardenclyffe Tower. It looked like something alien. Half of it went deep underground, the other half soared into the sky. Beneath it, a giant copper rod plunged into the Earth's crust. At the top, a dome capable of setting the atmosphere into resonance. He claimed, "I can transmit electricity through the air and the ground over any distance without wires." His dream, a network of towers spanning the planet. Energy as accessible as air, no outlets, no power plants, no bills. Imagine for a second, the tower is working. Tesla manages to complete the project. He pulls the lever, and energy begins to circulate through the planet itself. You simply turn on a lamp and it lights up. No wires, no bills. Cars move through the city, drawing power from the ether. In a remote village in India, lights suddenly come on. Satellites are powered directly from the atmosphere. Water is purified by microscopic installations powered by wireless electricity. The world changes forever. Wars over oil never start. Colonies are no longer needed. Everyone has access to energy. Information and knowledge spread faster. Education reaches the most remote corners of the world. By the 1930s, an analog of the internet already appears. In the 1950s, the first AI prototypes appear. We could have become a Type 1 civilization on the Kardashev scale as early as the 20th century. But where there is energy, there is also control. And where control is impossible, there is fear. The question that stopped Tesla was simple. Where is the meter? Tesla replied, "There won't be one." For bankers and industrialists, this was a death sentence. Funding is cut off, the tower falls silent, and then it is dismantled. The metal goes to construction sites, and the blueprints disappear. Some of them are still classified. Years later, Tesla dies alone in a hotel room. The FBI seizes all his documents. To this day, the part of them concerning resonance weapons and connections to the external field remains undisclosed. But something else is interesting. Why is this man, who was called crazy during his lifetime, an icon today? Because he didn't just predict technologies. He proposed an alternative model of civilization, not through power, but through equal access to energy. And today, simulations show, if Tesla had completed his project, the global internet would have appeared in the 1930s. 80% of energy companies would not exist. The planet's ecology would have remained consistently clean. Climate disasters would be rare, and humanity would have leaped 100 years ahead. But there would also be less stability. Chaos is possible, and energy anarchy is possible. And yet, the main thing is choice. Today, in the year 2025, we are standing at the same threshold. New technologies and global networks, neural interfaces, solar satellites. Maybe we've once again reached the moment when we can try not just to build a tower, but to rebuild the very essence of the world. Civilization is on the threshold. Would you pull the lever? The present belongs to them, but the future I have worked for is mine. Nikola Tesla. But Tesla's story is not just about science, it's a tragedy, a missed opportunity, a lesson. After Wardenclyffe was shut down, Tesla never received major investments again. He continued to work alone, writing about things that sounded like science fiction. He claimed to have found a way to extract energy from the ether, spoke of resonant frequencies capable of healing diseases or destroying entire cities. Many considered him a madman. But now, 100 years later, we are beginning to understand he was simply ahead of his time. He wrote, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." What if he was right? What if he wasn't just transmitting electricity, but tuning into the very structure of reality itself? Today, we study quantum entanglement and quantum fields. The ether is being discussed again, only now as dark matter. Tesla spoke about this long before quantum physics became a science. He was alone in the void, and yet he kept searching. Now imagine if his blueprints hadn't been burned, if Wardenclyffe hadn't been demolished, if humanity had believed in an idea that was ahead of its time. And today, they model, if by the 1920s a network of towers had been launched, poverty would have disappeared as a global phenomenon by the 1950s, The literacy rate would be over 98%. Humanity's carbon footprint would remain minimal. The world economy would be based on ideas rather than resources, and space would already be inhabited today. But most importantly, we would live with a different mindset, where energy is not a commodity, but a right, like water, like air, like light. And now, a century later, technology is once again catching up to his dream. We know how to transmit energy with lasers. We are building orbital solar stations, studying global resonance fields, and reconstructing Tesla's designs using AI. So the question remains. You, living in the 21st century, surrounded by bits, satellites, and neural networks, are you ready to live in a world where energy is free, where there are no meters but there is responsibility, where no one owns electricity because it is everywhere, where Tesla towers are not a myth but a plan? Nikola Tesla believed that this moment would come. The question is, will we believe now? Believe in what? Believe that energy is not a commodity, but a right, that progress should not be exclusive to the elite, that free access to light, communication, and information is not science fiction, but the next step in evolution, that humanity is capable of uniting not for war, but for an idea, that we have the potential to become not just a technological, but a truly intelligent civilization, to believe that we can let go of fear and control and move toward distributed freedom, where power lies not in monopolies, but in equal access to opportunities. This is not just one person's dream, it's an alternative that is still possible. If we stop being afraid, if we choose to create, if we remember who we wanted to become when we were children, because the present belongs to them. But the future can still be ours. If you feel that this world deserves a different future, subscribe to the channel. Here, we talk not only about technology, but about civilization, about possibilities. About you and me, in a world where you can still pull the lever and turn on the light. Forever. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel. And if you found the topic interesting, let us know in the comments. We'll make a second part.